Thokozani. It's a Friday. Nganibingelela. Thokozani. Ngiyabingelela kumuntu wonke ongena esilaneni. On my previous live, I was told that ngikhulumela izansi kakhulu, abantu abangezwa. It will be better soon. It will be better soon. Just bear with me. Just like if ngezwakala. Just like if ngezwakala, so that I know ukuthi nonke niyandizwa. Because I have to accommodate nabantu abangasebenzisi ama headsets. Thokoza. Yes. Hopefully nomuntu ongasebenzisi headsets will be able to hear me. I apologize for the inconvenience, if I could call it that. That happened last I was about to say last week. That happened on our previous video. Thokozani. Mawutwasa. We were on a topic mawutwasa last week is on my mind. On our previous video, and we were touching base on things people need to pay attention to. Mhlawumbe umuntu the do's and don'ts and the errors of abantu abathwasayo, abacabanga ukuthi bayathwasa, nabatshela ukuthi bayathwasa, nabantu abalaphayo abathwasisayo. So on that, I'll just touch on a few things that we said or we spoke about. One of them being uniqueness yedlozi. To reflect honesty nangembeko yabantu bonke engibathwasisayo, nabanye ngazana nabo, nengikhamba nabo, nengisebenza nabo. Ngiyabingelela kubantu abangena live. I always preach one thing. Idlozi ngalinye li-unique. If you bear that in mind, you'll understand the root of individuality mawumuntu othwasayo. Thokoza ngoni. You'd understand the importance mawumuntu othwasayo. What do you mean Thukela? Mawuthi idlozi nedlozi li-unique. What I mean by that, I can't have amathwasa 100 and above, or 10, or 20 and above. It doesn't matter the number. But I can't have abantu abanezibongo ezahlukile, abanenkqubo yesithethe nesiko esahlukile, engaze ngivele ngenze isinoma kanjani. Thokoza, ngiyabonga. Thokoza gogo. Angikwazi uba nemathwasa awu 10, 20 up to 100 or more, and then bonke le bantwana ngibalaphe ngendlela eyodwa. the direction in which I attend ukuthwasa wabo will be one, like it is dimensional, but the methodology needs to be it needs to be somewhat diverse, or it needs to be kumele ibe banzi ngoba isilungu songehlula. Kumele ibe banzi. Kukhona umthetho wokuthwasa, kukhona inqubo yesiko lokuthwasa. Kodwana regardless of ngizokwenza lokhu nalokhu, I need to pay attention mangumuntu othwasisayo to the needs zothwasa ngamunye, to inkafulo zedlozi lakhe, to the things umuntu azidingayo yena individually ma esekuthwaseni. On our previous videos I had said that kuyehluka ukundlondlobala. Kukhona abantu mhla umuntu andlondlobala lithi mhla idloti lifikile kuyena limambese. Mhla uthi umuntu wembeswa lidloti thukela usho kanjani? Idlozi lakho liye kwambesa gogo mhla lokubikela udaba indiki lapho elizokulandela indima yomoya, where you are able to hear things, where you are able to see pattern in movement of things that a regular Joe might not see, to be able to pay attention to change in aura, to be able to pay attention to change in energy and behavior, almost everything. Mhla umuntu ogijima ngendiki elizokwambesa, umuntu o-understand ising somoya, ohlangabezana nesing somoya ngangolo hlobo. Sele nendlela obhula ngakhona kulapho umuntu ozosetyezelwa lo, kulapho umuntu ozowuphulukwa lo. You see, so kube khona ukugijimela inguni ngabhlungu lapho uzokundlondlobalisa, sometimes in an aggressive manner, where you fall into trance. That is the second way in which umuntu andlondlobala ngakhona. I want to explain the ways umuntu andlondlobala ngakhona so that we don't misunderstand. This is the second way apho umuntu andlondlobala ngakhona, where a person falls into trance. They get into a trance. Some get into. There are different percentages if I were to measure how people fall into trance. Some people fall into a complete trance where they totally forget what they did, what they said, whom they said it to, and why they did what they did. Like they totally forget, purely forget. It's as if they were not there. They have taken absence from themselves. Kungundlondlobala ke lokho. Umuntu olande amakhosi, umuntu olande isingoni ziningi ngabala. But I don't want to derail because I suffer from derailment. So that is another form yomuntu ovakatshelwayo. Ekunye kuvakatshelwa lokho nendima yokundlondlobala comes where umuntu, I'm trying to find words that will make sense kumuntu ongathwasi or kumuntu osandla kungena ekuthwaseni. there is a way in which umuntu ovakashelwe lidlozi azofuzisela lo muntu. Usho njani Thukela? Uzovakashelwa ngulo muntu, and then there are traits that person have that you take upon yourself. Sometimes mali ugqwele idlozi, you would even take the tone. You would have the pitchiest voice and then change into a baritone like that. Or you would be perfectly fine and then lose functionality of your ligaments. I don't think I have to explain ligaments, do I? You would lose total functionality of your lower body then. You'd lose absolute functionality of an arm. Like, you might be disabled for a good 30 minutes. Ngoba lesing semoya esingenile sifusisela yona indlela ebesikhambe ngakhona noma ebesiphila ngayo. Then another before I move from this one, that is when you would find kukhona bantu who say mina ngithwasa ngejaha, mina ngithwasa ngegedla, umuntu emdala athi omunye mina ngithwasa ngesalukazi. You identify ukuthi uthwasa umuntu onjani the day wahlolelwa la gijimisana lona idlu ladabuka layibika, then igobela liyazi ukuthi wena uthwasa ngomuntu okanje futhi ofuna lokhu futhi owakhamba ngendlela ekanje. When I say wakhamba ngale ndlela, I mean the point where they took departure from themselves while they were still alive. They will never tell you when they died, or they will never tell you how they died. They can only translate you what had happened to them when they died. I think I've said this before, maybe 2 or 3 times. Idlozi will not tell you that I was beheaded or ngakwazwa ngomkhonto. But the only part of memory they might have is the part where they lost themselves, or they were babehlobuka kubona. At that point in time, that is the only memory that they have of their living or dying moments. That is the only part that they can translate to you. Thus you will understand why mhlali dabuka umuntu azolila, azomemeza, azokhala. Ngahle kanti lo muntu mhla wayikhamba, they were crying out for their lives. Ngahle kanti lo muntu mhla wayikhamba, they were in a battle with someone. They were fighting for their lives. Ngahle kanti lo muntu, they didn't even know what happened to them. They were sleeping somewhere and yeah. Ngahle kanti lo muntu washona emanzini. Yes, watshona ngesicaleka. Watshona emanzini. You see, so you'd find that kukhona abantu mhla umuntu andlondlobala idut lakhe limngene, and then they gasp for air. Then like umuntu feel like they actually feel as if they're drowning. They actually feel like they're detaching from themselves. Hence mhla uqala kungena ekuthwaseni usandla kudonswa, usandla kugogoliswa. Those are processes ezenzeka ekuthwaseni. It's neither here nor there. Usandla kugogoliswa, kudonswa ledlozi kufuna ukubona ukuthi likhambe kanjani. You would find umuntu lo oqala ukungena ekuthwaseni ongazi ukuthi wenzakalani naye would want to fight the feeling, because at the point of detachment, you don't know what's going on with you, and you don't know that uvakachelwe at that point in time. So you try and fight what your body does not understand. So it is natural. You learn to adjust to leyanto mhla uthwasa, especially if uthwase ngendlela. If awuthwasile ngendlela, that thing will continue haunting you for as long as you're a sangoma, or as long as umuntu, ngoba abanye the moment izinto zingahambi kahle they bayeqa ekuthwaseni. They become testimonies in such and such as the church that mina ngangithwasa, mina ngabona ukuthi ukuthwasa akusebenzi. No, ukuthwasa kona kulungile, ukuthwasa kuyasebenza. It's just that wena welashwe into engesiyona. That is not our problem. Yes. That is why I always urge abantu bayokuthwasa. Just because lo muntu unamathwasa amaningi doesn't mean wenza into eyiyo. Yes, you can't measure the truth in the amount of amathwasa lo muntu anawo. Or abanye benu would go to igodlo just because kugqokwa kahle khona lapha. Abanye babongela ubuhlalu. Angithwasile ngobuhlalu ke mina. Angisona isangoma sobuhlalu. Ubuhlalu are the beads. Yes. Or idwaba. Oh, hayi banxiba kakuhle mana abogogo bapha. Mangithwasa ngifuna ukuthwasa khona lapha ngoba ufuna ukugcoka kahle. Yes, uzogcoka kahle and then what? You open a fashion show. What's going to happen after? Nothing. You see. Now you would have lost yourself and lost your money. You would have lost yourself and lost your money. Then you start insulting us. Siyizangoma siphela singenzile lutho. You see. So those are the manners in which umuntu andlondlobala ngakhona. Another form yokundlondlobala. You would find that umuntu ondlondlobalayo mhlamba akakhulumi. It is rare where you find umuntu ongekathwasi odabukelwa lidlozi elikhulumayo. Nelikhuluma kucace nje. Yes, because there is indima that a sangoma needs to do in connection kumuntu wenyama nedlozi, so that when idlozi livakashele litranslate ngangendlela. Litranslate ngangendlela elifuna lokho elikufunayo nangendlela elikufuna ngayo. So you'd find that kukhona abantu who fall into those trends. There are different types of trends in which a person falls into. That is what I'm trying to say. Because now you might be a person who falls into a trend and you are not 100% consumed by idlos. You're just doing things that you don't understand as to why you're doing them. You are speaking in a way you might not understand as to why you're speaking this way. You might even sit a strange way, a way in which you wouldn't normally sit in. You see, because now lo muntu mhla ekuthabathile, they reflect a bit of themselves mabe fika kuwena. So that is something isangoma that needs to pay attention to. So ungakho when unamathwasa ehlukile, you can't force uthwasa ukuthi makathi hey. Let me say this again. Musa sangoma esithwasile. You do not, let me not say you can't. You do not tell uthwasa ukuthi makathi hey. You can't have amathwasana I-50 and all 50 of them are making noises. No. You can't. Ngoba uzodabukelwa umuntu ongakhulumi kahle. uzodabukela umuntu ongakhulumi inhlobo, akasho kwasani, mhlambi wayengakhuluma, angazi. I can't verify that. Uzohlehlisa idlozi mhlambi lo muntu ongakwazi ukuhamba, we mali lodi limgqwele limvana, awazi kushukuma, awazi ukwenza lutho. So if it was a station, you will neglect those things, because now you're forcing mvana ukuthi enze le into you think they're supposed to be doing, and you neglecting what idlozi lakhe lo mvana wants. So out of a process yokuhlola, if you watch the previous videos, our last live, we talked about it. It's something that is very important. It dictates the left and right zokuthwasa kwakho. It dictates the direction. Dictation is a wrong term. It gives direction. It is a deciding factor as ukuthi lo mfana uzothwasa kanjani. Ngoba selumvana umthwasisa umsemanzini, hayi wonke umvana uzomdipha. Kukhona emadlozi afuna ukudonsa eduzane kwamanzi, kukhona emadlozi afuna ukudonsa phakathi emanzini, kukhona lapho kuzolabathekela phansi kwamanzi. Zange umzithwasileke ziyazi ukuthi kwenzakalani kumuntu othabathela phansi kwamanzi. Ngangishilo ngathi kukhona senzunzo, kukhona sinzawe, kukhona ndiki, kukhona ngune elindlondlobalako, kukhona emakhosi lapho. There are different ways and different terminologies of giving respect to indlela nendlela umuntu athwasa ngayona. Futhi kuyehluka nokudla kwamagedla okudlulisayo, what is known today as isilawu or ubulawu or ibhudlo. Kukhona amagobongo athile adliwa umuntu othwasa ngendlela ethile, kukhona ibhudlo, kukhona ziningi. I don't want to call these things because there are some people who take izinto, bathatha izinto ngamawali. Umuntu uzothatha izinto ngamawali, and then I say these things, and then they go out to a herbal clinic or a herbalist. They go buy these things not knowing what they used for. But bazozigaya ngendlela wrong. So I avoid giving out such information because I don't want to confuse people. So on the basis yokuvakashelwa, that is as far, it goes further than that, but that is as far as I'm willing to go in my limited time. Togoza. Now it goes to mhla umuntu adonsa, because that is another problem we have had in Daba yokudonsa. In terms of ukuphahla ke ukusho, mhla umuntu aphahla, ngibuziwe kaningi ngendaba zamakhandlela nebhodlo, namabaso nempepho. I've said this before. If we are phahla, find a place that you are comfortable in. It doesn't matter where. I tried to put it out of people's minds because now some people consider phahla as praying. I can't blame those who do, but phahla is giving recognition to existence, as I've said on my previous videos. So I would avoid umuntu azophahlela toilet. Please do not do that. Find a place within your room. If you have a flat, find a place within your house that you're going to sit down and tap into yourself by conversing with yourself in the manner of finding self. And just follow umoya when it comes to indima yokuthwasa. Umoya wako lapho kuthuma khona kulapho uyoya khona. Lapho umoya wako ophila khona kulapho uyophila khona. Lapho umoya wako ohlobula khona, because there will come a time where uzongena endaweni umoya ungafuni ukuba khona la. Then detach yourself and remove yourself from that situation. There is something that has been bothering me. It has to do nokuthwasa. But now I'm not sure if I should include it in this chapter that we're talking about, or should I talk about it, because it's going to derail me if I start talking about it now. There was a question. I'll just brief people about this. There was a question of mhla ngangithwasa lelo telingenile. When I die, what happens to idlos? That is a question I got from someone. I won't disclose who. I do want to get into that, but I think it would be suitable for us to talk about it as we're going into, because if we talk about it now, we're going to shift away from what we're actually talking about, which is now things people need to pay attention to ma umuntu angene egodlweni, or izangoma that are practicing uluhlu lobunyangi apho ezithwasisa khona nalapho ezigaya khona impokotho yeza, to avoid doing these things, you see, and start ukusebenza ngendlela e-right. So these are basically the do's and don'ts. These are the things thina bantu ebathwasayo nebathwasisayo should pay attention to. So please avoid doing lezinto. Avoid a place, as I said, lapho obhulelwe khona ukuthi ethwasa, sithi lesangoma esikubhulelayo sheshe ungene ekuthwaseni, ayiyona indawo leyo. Because zikhona izangoma that make it their duty mhla zukubhulela to tell you ukuthi uyethwasa. It's called control by fear. It's called control by fear, where I will tell you something tragic. Maybe that has happened. So the event relates to you because the event is true. If I tell you that you've been in an accident, and maybe you've been in 3 accidents, now I'm telling you the cause of these accidents are because idlozi liyakufuna. Maybe mangibhula ngizokutshela ukuthi abantu abadala are giving you a sign. They might be giving you a sign, and they might translate those signs by dreams. They might want you usabele ngoba bafuna kusebenzisa, bafuna kusebenzela. But now I can't, the moment I use the fear of what I've just told you to control your next step by saying, if you don't say yes ngiyavuma, yes ngizothabatha le ndlela, and you don't do it now, and you don't do it here, something is going to happen to you. I've already instilled fear into your mind based on reality, because the things I've told you are true. But now it is a blind lie to tell you that if awungene ekuthwaseni by next month uzoshona. No, it's not going to happen. Yes, if you don't do something about it, something might happen. But it's not going to happen next week. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next month. And it doesn't matter ubungene nini ekuthwaseni, ngoba indima yokuthwasa is a gift. Ukuthwasa is pure in itself. So we're taking away the part where ukuthwasa is a gift. And now we are getting into the purchase of ukuthwasa, because in most yezangoma that do that, zilambile zifuna imali. They're turning ukuthwasa into a business now. It's destroying the value yokuthwasa. And now they're taking advantage of fears zabantu, because some people are fearful, some people are respectful, some people just respect idlos. Now I know good, okay, umusa respects abantu abadala, So if I tell her that she needs to do this, she'll jump into it. If I say uThuli respects and recognizes idlos, if I tell her this, she'll jump into it. Some people take advantage of the fact that you fear something, or they take advantage of the fact that you respect something. You see. So another thing, please avoid when we are endaweni yokubhula, uye endaweni yomsebenzi, endaweni yesangoma. Isangoma sikhawulelo. That is the only way you will know ukuthi ufike kusangoma samampela. The moment some people don't even pay attention to when they do that, because they're so crowded by the matter in which they are here for, that they don't notice that they're doing it. Some people do that through ukubuza kwempilo. Thokoza ninjani? Thokoza mkhulu siyavuka, umkhulu njani? Wasivukile nyoko. Yini ngathi awulungile yini? Hlala phansi. What my cool. Then people start blurring, and maybe the pain is too much. But now you basically gave isangoma ammunition to take from you. Now you're destroying the part where they could just help you, then they decide to take on you. Some sangomas are very good, some are not. Pay attention to that. So on our next video, we'll be talking about the mannerisms in which umuntu othwasayo nondlondlobalayo is taken care of. This was merely a briefing, so I can't get into the details on how these things are done, but I can tell you what is to be expected. And so yes, on our next video, on our next live, that will be on Monday, Islwane will be going live and talking about uthwasa. It's going to be a 2 to 3 week long topic, because uthwasa ubanzi kakhulu. Oh, and another thing, starting November, the first Monday of November, Islwane will be opening a chat room for abantu abaphahlayo, abantu abadonsayo. It will always be at 12 o'clock, same time. Thokoza.